Hey guys, I hope you've all been well. So it has been a while since my last video and I seem to be starting off every video like that. But I just finished my university exams for the semester and I finally have some time to actually work on YouTube and make more videos for you guys. So today I wasn't feeling like doing a proper beauty or fashion video. I have gotten together a full lookbook, so I've picked out all the looks for that, but I just haven't had time to film it properly, so that should be coming in a week's time, a few days time actually. But yeah, I wanted to do a video on stress management. Like, I know that a lot of you guys are still at school, or I know some of you guys are at university, and I feel like it's something that I think a lot of people could benefit from. Like, I'm 3 years into my bachelor's degree, I've done high school, done all that, so I feel like I'm at a place where I can talk about it and hopefully like share some of the things that have helped me manage my stress, manage exam like pressures, all that kind of stuff. So I thought it'd be a good idea for me to maybe start doing like a monthly kind of talking advice video rather than doing monthly favorites, which I think just kind of repeat hauls. Like, I don't like doing monthly favorites because I think it's just like most people have seen what you're showing before, so I don't think it's relevant, but I think it'd be a good idea for me to be doing like more talky videos. So for this video, I really wanted to kind of break it up into kind of like a sequence. So I was thinking the first thing that you do when you have an assignment coming up, the first thing you do when you have like an exam coming up is, I think, planning. Like, a lot of people don't do this, and I feel like I didn't do it for a long time. But when I started doing it, it really helped. So in order to help me plan, I did a bit of shopping, as you do, and I bought this kind of weekly planner. So I'll show you what it looks like, and it basically has like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then it has things to remember and buy, because, you know, it's important to shop while you're also studying as motivation. But what I do with this is I actually like write down all the stuff that I want to achieve each day before, like, I usually start around 3 weeks before my final exams, and then I write down like, okay, so I have 12 lectures or 11 lectures for each subject. I'm doing 3 subjects at the moment, so I need to actually plan time to study each lecture over the next 3 weeks. So what I'll do, I'll write, like, I have to be realistic about it, so I'll be like, okay, I can go through probably 3 lectures a day for the next 3 weeks, and I need to leave like maybe a day to study for revision. But yeah, I think that if you actually have a proper plan, you feel like you need to be doing something. Like, it's so much easier to procrastinate when you don't know what you've got ahead, but when you've got it all written down, you start to feel like anxious about it. You're like, okay, so shit, I actually need to do work. I can't just sit on Facebook, I can't just watch, you know, Glee or something like that. I actually need to be meeting this plan and kind of getting my work done. So in terms of actually making the plan, I think it's important to actually spread out your subjects. So don't do one whole subject for the whole day, because you'll find that you won't be as productive because you'll get sick of it quickly. So just kind of like break it up into different subjects to give yourself a little bit of a break. And another thing I've found is a good way to actually study is to kind of set little study times. So what one of my friends told me to do was set 50 minutes, like a timer for 50 minutes on your phone, on anything, and just study for 50 minutes and then give yourself a 10-minute break. Like, I feel like if you know that you have to just sit there for 50 minutes and not allowed to do anything, then you're more likely to actually do the work than if you just say, okay, I need to start studying, and then you'll start doing your work and then you're like, okay, I'm going to get a 10-minute break on Facebook, and it turns into a half-an-hour break. Whereas if you do the 50 minutes, you're like, okay, I can take a 10-minute break. If it goes to 15 minutes or half an hour, it's fine because I've done the 50 minutes already. So do kind of, you know, pace yourself and set those limits so that, you know, you can reward yourself and feel okay about bludging a bit. The next kind of thing I think it's important to think about is finding ways to, you know, relax and to kind of keep yourself going, because it can get really like stretched out when you're on exams for almost like a month sometimes. And I think it's easy to lose your motivation and just to get sick of things in general. So a few things I like to do is I like to download new music. Like, I'll download a few mixtapes and I'll just keep my laptop away from me. I'll keep it on like my bedside table, connect to the surround sound, and I'll start just playing the mixtape that I've downloaded, so that I'm not actually like near the laptop and I've just got it sitting there and I'm just like relaxing, and I've got my everything in front of me and I'm away from the laptop. So that's one thing I like to do. Another thing I like to do is probably I like to make stuff for myself in terms of like I like to have all my snacks near me. I like to make myself like iced coffees. If it's hot, if it's cold, make yourself a coffee. Gatorade always works. You can actually buy like powdered Gatorade now so that you can make your own at home, and I find that really helpful and it tastes really good. So if any of you guys see that in the supermarket, try it out, it's really good. Berocca is another thing. I don't know if it's available overseas, but Berocca is really good as well instead of energy drinks. Now coming to energy drinks, I do take them. Like I do find that I need it sometimes because if I'm really cramming for an exam and I do want to keep myself awake, it's the only thing that really helps me. So the way I do it is I only really drink the energy drink when I know that I have to stay up. So I usually take it around 11 o'clock say, and it keeps me going to maybe 2 in the morning. I study at night, so that's just how I am. Like I'll probably sleep into 9, 10, but I have to, study until around 2 or 3 because that's how I function. So I will take the energy drink around 11 o'clock and let it seep in, and it will usually help me. So in terms of when the exam date comes closer, I feel like anxiety is up, pressure's up, you start to feel jittery, and you really need to find ways to relax. Like, apart from all the things that you were doing before, like the music, the food, the drinks, all that kind of stuff, I think it's important to find like little ways to relax. Like another thing I like to do is I like to take a really long shower and I'll have the music playing and I'll just, relax, do my thing, so that when I've come out, I'm feeling a lot more refreshed and I'm ready to do it again. So that's another thing I like to do. And before the actual exam date, like if it's the night before, I feel like it's really easy to start panicking. So I like to kind of put things in perspective. Like if it's an exam worth 60%, just calculate how much you might need to pass the subject. Like that way you're going in and you're kind of more relieved. Like you might be more stressed, but like you have an idea of what you're going into and what you need to do. But I think it's all about putting things in perspective. Like it's not the end of the world if you fail something. You have to fail something once or twice in your life to learn from it, to get better. And I don't think it's the end of the world, especially in high school. Like you can always do it again. And in terms of like, if you are in your final year at high school, yes, it's an important year, but it's more important to keep yourself healthy and happy. So if you are finding that you are very stressed, do speak to someone, speak to your parents. If you don't feel like you can speak to your parents, speak to your friends. If you don't feel like you can speak to either of them, try to, seek some kind of professional help. Like, there's nothing embarrassing about it. In year 11, I had some anxiety issues with, the stress management and stuff because it was getting a lot tougher. And I did see, like, a psychologist for a little bit. It wasn't a psychologist, it was just, I don't know what they're called, but psychiatrist, psychologist. I did see them for like a few sessions and it just helped me sort through the anxiety that I was feeling and just finding ways to combat it. So I think it's something that you should do if you need it. Like it's not anything to be embarrassed about. It's you're taking care of your own health, so I think that's what should always come first. So if you do feel really anxious, talk about it, don't keep it in because it's just going to get worse. And even with exams in university, like I think you can get special consideration for a lot of things, so just look into it, speak to your doctor about it. If you do have like really, really bad anxiety, I'm sure they can help you manage it. I'm sure they can give you some kind of doctor's certificate to give to your university so that you can let them know that you weren't feeling at your best when you did the exam or before the exam. And I think it's really important to do that because you want to make sure that you're doing things at your own pace and that you're not so stressed that you're going to do something really rash or you're going to have a meltdown. So I think that's really important to make sure that everyone knows how you're feeling and just to put yourself first before anything, because with anything you can do it again. You can do school again if it comes to it. With university, you can do a subject again. It doesn't really matter as long as every time you're doing something, you're doing it at your speed, at your pace, and just at your best ability. So I think it's important to keep things in perspective and to be open about how you're feeling and how you may need help. I'm trying to think of other things that I want to talk about, but I think that's really it. So just like plan things, spread everything out, and keep yourself motivated, find ways to motivate yourself, find ways to relax yourself, and just put things in perspective. Like, it's not the end of the world if you fail something. It's university or school. Like, a potential employer is not going to be like, okay, you failed one subject, we're not going to employ you. It's not like that. They employ you based on your personality, based on your confidence, based on your marks, but it's overall. Like, you can always make it up later in a different semester, when if you get really good marks, you can make that up. So I think it's, put things in perspective. It's not the end of the world, and things get better as you grow older and you get more used to managing these things. Like, I've done, how many years? I've done 3 years at university, so that's 2 exams per semester, and 3 times 2, oh my god, why can't I calculate this? 4 times 3 is 12, so I've done 12 sets of exams at university. Wow, and I'm doing accounting, so I should actually be able to count. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I hope it helped some of you. And if you do want me to do these kind of videos in the future, let me know. I was thinking of doing like one on careers and picking kind of subjects for both university and school. I know it's going to be different with different countries, but I feel like in general, like the things that I want to talk about apply everywhere. So that's one thing I was going to think of doing. Let me know if there are any other kind of advice videos that you want me to do. Yeah, I can't think of anything at the moment. But yeah, other than that, you can also find me on a few things now. I'm like really addicted to Instagram, so I'll leave the link for my Instagram down there. Actually, all my links are on my channel main page. Like, I'm on Tumblr, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube. I have a Facebook page as well, so if you feel like you want to message me through there, you can. It's not my actual personal page because I want to keep that separate, but it is my, my channel's page, so you can always contact me there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video of mine. It was fun for me to do, and I think it's a good thing for me to be talking more about like real issues. And it's fun, doing all the fashion stuff, but I think it's fun for me. It's even more fun for me to talk about things that I think everyone's going through and everyone can relate to. And yeah, so I hope you guys all take care, and follow me on Instagram if you're on Instagram, please. I love Instagram, so I'm always posting photos now. So yeah, do that, and I hope you guys all take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye! Let's go through some of my iTunes at the moment. I just downloaded the Take Me Home album by One Direction, and I was listening to that, so... It sounds exactly like the first album, but it's still good.